na morum chumena mataka ko ni rongo ni bibo na mataka ke misa ropo ni ana ni sambulu bidang na sero gori sana ni churi kira na morum chumai tu na sele ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben ela ba na magikira na bibo mataka mo ni chikira morum buka mena ono kena diwa ena bula FM ambala
In tonight's bulletin, High Court dismisses Electoral Commission's application against the Supervisor of Elections. Auditor General's report due in a month's time, says AG. And New Tourism Fiji Chairman targets new travel niche market. Hello and welcome to FBC News. I'm Amrita Priyadarshini. The Suva High Court has ruled that the drawing of candidates' numbers yesterday is valid and effective, dismissing an application made by the Electoral Commission in this regard. Eleanor Turangaivu has more.
The Electoral Commission yesterday filed proceedings seeking a declaration that the Supervisor of Elections erred in law and fact when he said the Commission had to deliver its decisions on the appeals and objections of party candidates by 4 p.m. last Friday. The Commission also wanted the court to declare void the drawing of the candidates' numbers yesterday and ruled that the Supervisor of Elections is bound to follow the directive of the Electoral Commission as stated in Section 76, subsection 3 of the 2013 Constitution. On Friday evening, Mohammed Sanim announced that the deadline for the decision on the appeals and objections had lapsed at 4 p.m. and the list of candidates that was published in the dailies on August 19th will be accepted as final. Under law, the Commission had 3 days to make the final decision. However, this afternoon, High Court Judge Justice Kamal Kumar ruled that the 3 days ends 72 hours after the time of the receipt of the objections and appeals. The ruling also dismissed the Commission's application to include the name of Stephen Singh of the Fiji Labour Party in the candidates list and remove Praveen Kumar of Fiji First. There was swift reaction from at least 2 political parties who were present in court this afternoon. Fiji Labour Party leader Mahendra Chaudhry says the candidate has been deprived of his right to contest the elections.
Of course, the court was there was supervisor of elections. He did not conduct his investigation properly and disqualified him when there was no conviction against him. And I was consulted with our lawyer to see what it says as to the court had in the matter. But that's all I can remember saying.
The People's Democratic Party says there is nothing much that can be done now.
The turn of events today on the grand scheme of things is not surprising, but still very disappointing as you'd expect the law and justice to take its course. But it's very clear today that, that this is something that's beyond us and, we just need to keep going on.
The Electoral Commission says it will hold a joint press conference with the Fijian Elections Office to announce their next move. Eleanor Turangaivu, FBC News.
The Attorney General Ayaz Sayed Qayyum says the Auditor General's report will be released in 1 month's time. He made the comment after several political parties called on the Bainimarama government to publish the Auditor General's reports backdated to 2007. Ritika Pratap reports.
Political parties have made several calls on the government to release information on the state of the government's finances.
We are calling on the government to provide full, complete, audited reports of all the ministries and departments over the last 7.5 years.
We don't have the Auditor General's report, and we haven't had one since 2007. And we are trying to find out as best we can what is the actual health of the government finances, and we've been asking the government.
The NFP's Prasad claims the government's financial and appropriation statements posted on the Finance Ministry website lacks accountability and transparency of the state's finances. NFP says the statement on the website from 2006 to 2012 does not contain reports that are comprehensive audit of all government ministries and statutory organizations.
Now, all these revelations would be very, very important for political parties and for leaders like myself, to understand the state of government finances, because if we get into government after September 17th, we need to have that kind of a statement fully provided.
And it goes to show a complete lack of understanding of government finances and Auditor General's reporting and what sort of time it takes for compiling reports, etc. But as we've again, continuous basis highlighted, the Auditor General's report will be made available within a month's time. And people can go back as far as they like and come forward as far as they like. And the opposition always provides the chairperson for the Public Accounts Committee, and they'll be able to see the reports.
The Attorney General also says for the first time in Fiji's history, there is an Accountability and Transparency Commission, an independent commission of corruption enshrined in the Constitution.
They can investigate, they can prosecute people, including ministers, for any misappropriation. All of these safeguards have been put into the new Constitution. None of the safeguards actually existed previously.
These two bodies will come into operation after the September 17 election. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
The World Health Organization says the current risk of the Ebola virus being brought into the Pacific is low because its transmission can only occur through direct contact with an infected person. However, the WHO Director Pacific Technical Support, Dr. Liu Yunggyo, recommends that Pacific Island countries and areas review and, if necessary, strengthen contingency plans for identification and control of serious diseases, including Ebola. The Ebola outbreak in West Africa has been declared a public health emergency of international health concern. The virus has claimed lives of about 1,200 people, mainly in West Africa. The newly elected chairman of Tourism Fiji, Stefan Pikla, is excited about his additional role. Pikla, who is also CEO of Fiji Airways, wants to position Fiji as a niche holiday and tourism market. And he says this is where the industry needs to add greater value. Akasita Tale has more.
Fiji's tourism industry has been encouraged to move away from competing with other destinations that target the sun, sand and beach for mass market tourists and focus on individuals. This high-end niche market for individuals, Stefan Pikla believes, will help develop the tourism market in a greater way.
Now, Fiji doesn't have the volume, the infrastructure to compete for millions and millions of tourists wanting the cheap deal. We have to compete on the high end of the market with people who have money, can spend money on the ground here to go on bus tours, to get experiences, to go shopping.
According to Pikla, this market should be focused on destinations like the US and Asia and not be limited to Australia and New Zealand.
We have so much untapped potential. It starts with food, it goes to fashion, it goes to whatever Shark Tank and everywhere. That's a way to build Fiji. That's a way to build tourism Fiji. That's a way to grow GDP. That's a way to grow tourists who are able to experience Fiji and to pay money for it.
Pikla says it's important to position Fiji with a lot of different products like cooking demonstrations to kids' village, arts class, fisheries and entertainment. The tourism industry contributes to 38% of the country's gross domestic product and is the biggest employer of Fijians. However, industry players know there is still room to take tourism to another level. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
An annual international food festival organized by the Fiji National University has been launched in Nadi. The festival will be held every year over the next 8 years with a unique theme that focuses on important aspects of Fiji's food culture. The initiative has the potential to become a major tourist attraction, generating millions of dollars for the country. A variety of food originating from this year's theme, Oceans and Rivers, will be displayed and offered on sale at the festival.
The idea behind this is to ensure that there is adequate focus on food and the various preparatory methods from the largest number of taste groups that we have in the world. This year, being the inaugural year, we expect over 30 taste groups from around the globe.
The International Food Festival will run from October 13 to 19 at FNU's Namaka campus. Coming up after the break, crowd favourite Nanise Rainima wins the Hibiscus crown.
छू 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 हे हे नमस्ते फीजी, आपके हर एक प्रॉब्लम की दवा लेकर मैं आ गई हूँ 9 से 12 बजे तक आपकी सहेली रेनू। छू 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 40 में 20 का दिखना है। मैं हूँ ना आपके साथ में मिर्ची एफएम पर 9 से 12 बजे तक मंडे टू फ्राइडे। मिर्ची इट्स हॉट।
Welcome back. There is a new queen in the 2014 Vodafone Hibiscus Festival. Miss Apka Coating's 22-year-old Nanise Rainima warmed the hearts of many with her confidence over the week and in the final round of judging in Suva last night.
Words cannot describe how much this moment right now means so much to me. I'd like to take this time to thank God first and foremost. The glory goes to Him.
Rainima also scooped the Best Topic Award, Miss Personality, Miss People's Choice and Miss National Tourism titles. She will go on to represent Fiji in the Miss South Pacific pageant that will be held in Samoa in December. Miss Fiji's son Fanifau Spring was crowned Miss Charity after collecting over $39,000. First runner-up was Miss Suva City Council, Joanne Angitha. Second runner-up was Miss Carpenters Fiji Limited, Nitika Sahai, and Miss Friendsbar Zaira Beg was third runner-up. Mr. Rentokil, Chasaya Nanunga was crowned the Vodafone Fiji Hibiscus King. Well, the Hibiscus Committee raked in about $99,000 for the charity chest. Despite its huge success, as in past years, the day after the Vodafone Hibiscus Festival, the venue is always an eyesore. Today, it was no different. Rashika Kumar reports.
With the crowd long gone, the ride at standstill, this is what's left behind the mother of all festivals. They were bents, but they were overflowing with garbage. Instead of putting their feet up and celebrating their win, this year's Hibiscus Queen and King joined about 30 other people to clean up the park.
People look highly on us as a good ambassador, and when they see us doing something like this, dipping down our hands in doing something worthwhile to the environment, they will try to trace us to also do the same thing as we do. So I believe that civic pride comes from within, and it is a sole responsibility of each individual.
Rainima shares similar sentiments. She believes that people should have more pride in our capital city and have a sense of ownership.
By the end of the day, after this festival is finished, we'll be using these grounds. We'll be seeing this place over and over again. And do we want people from outside of the country to see how dirty it is? It'll be on us, up to us to make it to value our environment. And if you value how people see us, how people think of Fiji as a beautiful place, then we should do something about it and be active and keep the environment clean.
The city council employees spent the entire day cleaning up the rubbish. Next year will pose another challenge for organizers to ensure this is not repeated. Rashika Kumar, FBC News.
A public banquet was held in Suva as part of 50th anniversary celebrations for the Methodist Church in Fiji. Hundreds of invited guests flocked to Lodala for the Agape Feast on Friday night. Vasita Kotewasawasa reports.
Drawn from its rich history in the Wesleyan Church in England, the Agape Feast is organized for people from all walks of life.
Agape Feast is a completely free meal with no strings whatsoever. The whole idea is to express the grace and the love of Christ, which is freely given. The love feast is a good way to talk about how God wants everyone to be at his table.
The feast is also part of the church's desire to reconcile, rebuild and strengthen relationships with the wider community in Fiji as the church journeys into the 50 years. The church last year adopted a new logo, moving from the takia to Wanrua to symbolize the new direction the church is taking.
The Ndrua is for us a symbol of our seeking the kingdom of God, a land of shalom, of peace, of justice, and of prosperity for all. Our Ndrua symbolizes our desire to be an inclusive community of faith, one which extends our hand of fellowship and heart of love of all people, regardless of who they are in society and where they are in their own journeys of faith.
With the Jubilee celebrations coming to an end, the Methodist Church will now shift its focus to its annual conference, Bosekoviti.
Amongst other items on the agenda, the delegates will elect a new president. The week-long meeting starts tomorrow. Busita Kote Wasawasa, FBC News.
In our successful Fijian segment tonight, we meet the couple behind one of the country's biggest air conditioning and refrigeration companies, Lincoln Refrigeration Limited. Praveen Singh and his wife Shireen have toiled over the years and are now seeing the fruits of their labour. Shireen Lata caught up with the couple in their Walubay office in Suva.
Air conditioning and refrigeration may not sound that interesting or exciting, but this couple have managed to make a big break in that sector. Praveen is the one with over 24 years of experience in air conditioning and refrigeration, while Shireen keeps a tight rein on the finances.
We started a very small, that was in a place called in Suva, Reg Avenue. We started there, it's a very small workshop, size of my office, and then from there we have moved to Lemmy in Toti Street. We got a building, and from there we stayed there for 5-6 years and moved down to here, where we are now, in Walubay.
Previously, Singh worked for United Airco for 13 years, where he held senior supervisory roles relating to general refrigeration and air conditioning works. After completing 4 years of apprenticeship, Singh was promoted to the position of service manager of United Airco in 1995. Not long after, he decided to venture into his own business in 2000.
I just took the challenge, day by day, year by year, day by day, that's how we have moved. Like, never thought that how we have achieved this, but it's all hard work pays, Like the days when I've started business, some nights I didn't sleep, just working from, long hours. Until now we are working long hours to get this business, moving.
Despite the success, Singh has not forgotten his roots in Nausori. He has his parents to thank for helping him make his dream come true. Singh also acknowledged guidance and assistance from his business partner Michael Joe and wife Shireen. And it's not too difficult to see why this company has succeeded. Their spoils are displayed in the office, a testimony of the dedication and commitment to hard work by staff and the management.
I never thought that I'll be a business lady one day. I was just thinking that I'll be working for somebody. But today, thank to God that I'm married with Praveen and a business lady today. Actually, I'm a science student, but with the help of Praveen, he really taught me how to do accounts and everything, and from that place I have started to do accounting, and I'm looking after all companies' account side. Day to day I'm taking more challenges with the staff, with the clients.
Lincoln Refrigeration Limited has grown from its humble beginnings in Reg Avenue, Tamavua, some 2 decades ago.
We are basically looking after the refrigeration, air conditioning, electrical and stainless steel and sheet metal division, with our spare part section where we do sell parts like refrigeration and air conditioning parts. And we're looking after the most of the supermarkets throughout Fiji. For New World, Rugby, Kundansi, there are a lot of companies we're looking after.
The company has branches in Suva, Lautoka and Lambasa and employs about 150 staff. There are no plans to expand in the immediate future,
But this couple know where they want the business to be positioned, at least in the next few years. That is to continue to be the best at what they do in the air conditioning and refrigeration industry. Sharin Lata, FBC News.
Coming up in sports news, commitment pays off as Nandraga Stallions take home Skipper Cup yet again. And Suva claims national netball title.
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर आपका स्वागत है बच्चों की दुनिया में। हमेशा की तरह आज भी हम आपके लिए कहानियाँ और कविताएं लेकर आए हैं और बच्चों आप हमें कॉल भी कर सकते हैं। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर मंडे टू फ्राइडे 3 से लेकर 4 बजे तक बच्चों की दुनिया में और 4 से लेकर 7 बजे तक मस्तानी शाम के सफर में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ।
Welcome to FPC Sports. The BLK Nandraga rugby side has once again stamped its mark as provincial champions after thrashing Netball 50 points to 7 in the Skipper Cup final yesterday. The Stallions overpowered Netball with their scintillating brand of rugby to the delight of their home fans at Lawanga Park. Chalindo Dhaka has more.
Line again, as back down it goes.
The Nandraga rugby side produced one of its best performances this season in the game that mattered the most, thumping Netball 57 in the Skipper Cup final. It only took a minute for the home side to find the try line through Epeli Naituikata before Netball replied in the 10th minute through lock forward Seresio Berevalu. But it was one-way traffic from then on as Nandraga displayed an entertaining game of rugby, scoring 8 tries.
I cannot reveal our secret behind our success, but I do believe it's the hard work of the boys and the management. It was a teamwork, as I've said in the start, that paid off today in our defeating Netball.
The captain says winning back-to-back titles is not an easy achievement and acknowledged the commitment from the players since the beginning of the season.
It was a team effort today. We've been working hard for this from the beginning of the season. And now hard work has paid off by defeating Netball.
The season is not over yet for the two sides as they will meet again next weekend with Nandraga to defend the Fairbrother Trophy. If yesterday's result was anything to go by, then Netball will have their work cut out for them. Tsalendo Dakavak, FBC Sports.
Rewa and Ba will join Suva and Lautoka in the semi-finals of the Ink Mobile Battle of the Giants next weekend. Rewa needed either a win or a draw against Nandi to seal its spot. Setareki Hughes pounced on this mistake by Nandi goalkeeper Benaminio to clinch the win only seconds from full time. And earlier in the day, Nandraga defeated Navua 1-0 while Suva edged Lautoka by the same scoreline. The final match of the pool stages between Ba and Lambasa is still underway at Govind Park. Suva has claimed the Digital Punja's National Netball Championship title, beating Nasinu 57-48 in the final. The side had several national reps in its ranks, with Unaisi Roluni scoring 31 goals to earn the Player of the Tournament prize. Suva also took out the Under-21 title, beating Lautoka 27-26, while Lautoka defeated Suva in the B-grade final by 28-15. The Mr. Suva Bodybuilding Championships attracted more than 20 reps at the YMCA gym in Suva. The event serves as one of the several trial events for the 2015 Pacific Games in Papua New Guinea. Chalindo Dhaka has more.
Local bodybuilders flex their muscles not only for the prizes on offer, but to earn a spot in the national squad.
We focusing on the Pacific Games, and we haven't won many medals in the past. It's quite difficult because Fiji don't have that exposure of the athletes.
18-year-old Chekesoni Yanyanutawa was in good form, winning the Mr. Suva title. The next trial event will be the Mr. Fiji Championship in October, with some stiff competition to come in from the overseas-based participants.
Some of our locals already training in Australia and New Zealand. They will come and compete because they want a spot in to compete in the Pacific Games also. So they need to come in by the Fiji Mr. Fiji competition.
There were 7 titles on offer, with youngster Haifa Work, the lone competitor in the women's grade. The Mr. Fiji competition will be the focus now for these bodybuilding enthusiasts who wish to stamp their mark not only in the country but in the region as well. Chalendo Dakadak, FBC Sports.
Well, brief showers were experienced over the eastern parts of the larger islands. Fine weather prevailed elsewhere. Suva had a maximum temperature of 26 degrees and a minimum of 20 today. All the other centres reported temperatures in the mid-20s. If you have been layering on some extra clothes, it's because a cool, dry south to southeast wind flow with a frontal system affects the country. It's turning out to be another mixed bag tomorrow with fine weather forecast for the western side and brief showers elsewhere. And if you're planning to travel by boat, expect rough seas with moderate southerly swells. Recapping our headlines tonight, the High Court in Suva has dismissed an application by the Electoral Commission challenging the Supervisor of Elections' decision to proceed with the candidate numbers draw. The New Tourism Fiji chairman targets new travel niche market. And the WHO says the Ebola virus is a low risk to the Pacific. However, it recommends that island countries should strengthen contingency plans for identification and control of serious diseases, including Ebola. It's time for the Fijian Speak segment.
I don't think politicians are making any comments to scare people.
I don't think politicians are creating any fear because I haven't come across any of that sort.
Yes, some politicians are creating fear by giving false information.
Stay tuned for our weekly For the Record program right after the news, and remember to join the team again tomorrow. Bye for now.
Sarwandoro na kaloko na Radio Fiji 1 ndo wiki na bongani binano. Nisambolo binaka na ngono boro taki ni rongo sere na ngono ni ndreko malolo. Nisambolo binaka. Oye wa melikilani. Ningina magatu na nungu bengi rawi maina moni tiki na warombuka na ruwa kina wana kaloko na ngono ni rongo mani besana. Waki na wono na ngono ni rongo sere na Radio Fiji 1 na ndo wiki na bongani binano.